Delta Force Hawk Ops, an upcoming free-to-play title coming to consoles, PC, and interestingly enough, the mobile scene. Honestly, I was ready to write this game off. I saw the trailer and I heard
Recon Arrow out.
And I thought, oh great, just another generic hero shooter. A system nobody really wants or enjoys that is basically the failing point for Battlefield 2042, as the entire game was designed to be able to implement this hero shooter system. But after looking a little bit deeper into the game, I'm not quite ready to call it quits. I don't have high hopes for it, but there may be a redeeming factor here, so let me explain. My name is Tacti, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you find this helpful at all, hit that like button. My wife says if I get over 1,000 likes, she's going to let me buy a new gun. So hit that like button and tell me what I should buy. If you tell me a revolver though, you're getting blocked from the channel. Anyway, a little backstory here on the game. This is a franchise dating back to 2001, I think, that had several sequels along the way. I actually didn't play any of them, so I don't really have an opinion on what this game should be compared to previous titles. A lot of people are up in arms about how the older games had that gritty, realistic feeling to them, but I can't really say either way. The game is being developed by a company called Teamy Studios, which is a subsidiary of Tencent, like most games nowadays, unfortunately. But this is a company known for the Call of Duty mobile implementation, which for mobile games, I guess, is a very good time. Again, that's not my wheelhouse. I have no opinions on that, but I hear they've done a good job. What I do have an opinion about, though, is the gaming market today, especially on PC and consoles, and how these things will be received. So let's go over what we know and what I think will be the biggest draw to this game if, and that's a giant if, they can capitalize on the market in a better way than some of the games that have recently attempted it. Let's talk about what we know first when it comes to some of the game mechanics though. Obviously, there are going to be operators or heroes or whatever you want to call them. Showcased on their website here are 4 different operators in 4 different classes. The classes will consist of Assault, Medic, Engineer, and Sniper class. Much like 2042, each operator within these classes will have some sort of special abilities. Some listed are the Recon Arrow that you've seen, or the UAV Jammer, or a smoke screen, a special healing gun. It sounds just like 2042 except with a different art style. It's got those same silly quips too. I don't know why they keep doing that.
Powering up, let's do this!
There will be modern weapons in the game, which everybody loves, and there are going to be vehicles that you can utilize in one of their game modes, and from what it looks like, a fairly low time to kill, at least with the AI. We don't see any actual players getting doinked as far as I can tell from the trailer. Hopefully, compared to 2042, it's going to be a little bit quicker time to kill. But visually, the game looks really good. I've got no complaints there. It seems like there may be some sort of destruction in the game as well. We don't know yet what it's going to look like or what kind of scale we're looking at here, but the shack area on the roof falls down when they've got a minigun to it, so I guess that's a plus. The game is looking to release in 2024, though I have not seen a special window for this release. I don't know if it's going to be Q1, Q4. Who really knows? If it's Q4, obviously you're going to have to compete with other games, so hopefully it's a little bit earlier in the year if that's the case. I'll try to keep up with it and keep it posted over on my Twitter. You can follow that down below for some quick updates like that. But now onto what I find very interesting about this game, and it doesn't seem like a whole lot of people are talking about it, or at least the articles that I've read haven't really mentioned this at all. There are going to be a few different game modes when it comes to this game, and the trailers show off all of these game modes in some way. First and foremost, you've got the Black Hawk Down campaign, which will be a nice nostalgia hit for some, I'm sure, but also I love that movie anyway, so it's likely I'll have some fun with that. My guess is there's going to be some sort of search and rescue campaign for that, and then, of course, getting revenge on the enemy somewhere and finishing the fight with some sort of cliffhanger at the end to leave room for another Delta Force title somewhere down the road. Just a prediction, again, I haven't played the original version, so you may have to hold down the helicopter, maybe you'll do both in it. Doesn't really matter to me. I like campaigns, I like stories, so it's probably something that I'll be playing anyway. They're also going to have their all-out warfare. This is called Havoc Warfare. So basically, if you want to play Battlefield 2042 with slightly more realistic graphics and not that cartoony, empty landscape, it looks like this is going to be something for you. Will it be the thing for everybody? Probably not. But what I'm hoping is the maps will be a little bit smaller, the time to kill will be a little bit lower. But again, with all the bullets that these guys are taking during this footage, I wouldn't count on it. Do you remember that game CROWZ that launched a couple years ago? They were really trying to capture that Battlefield style of gameplay. Yeah, that's sort of the energy that I'm getting here with this game. You remember what happened with that game? Even though it was free to play, it died. Likely because it was poorly optimized on launch, and also it felt like a mobile game. And the same concerns remain here with this game. If the game is going to be on mobile, is this going to feel like a mobile game? I really hope not. But onto the final mode of the game. And this is where things can get a little bit spicy. This is where maybe I've got a little bit more excitement toward. They're going to have an extraction style of game mode. That's actually the coolest part of the trailer, where you see them here sneaking up on enemy AI. They're grabbing a special object with a nice cool shape and lights everywhere, so you know it's extra super awesome. And you can tell this because once he throws the smoke after shooting some enemy AI with his deagle, the sniper comes in and tries to hit the other players. What's almost too on the nose though is that this game mode is called Hazard Operations. Bear with me here. Battlefield 2042 has a hazard zone as their extraction shooter portion of the game, and the game CROWZ that I mentioned before also had an extraction style game mode that you had to collect resources called Squad Operations. Hazard Operations. A big oof there. But this is where they can capitalize, I believe. This is the only way that the game will survive at all, in my opinion. The problem with both the game CROWZ and the Hazard Zone game mode is that they didn't give a purpose to that extraction game mode at all. There was no reason to extract, there was no specific purpose in going into the game and capturing drives. None of that mattered. There was no real purposeful out-of-game economy. The movements, of course, are still garbage and too fast-paced, which left a lot to be desired when it comes to intensity. But if Delta Force wants to succeed here, they're going to need to fill this void. Because even though the DMZ is a decent rendition of an extraction shooter, one of the main problems the game has is that it doesn't pull players to one place. It rarely brings that intensity with it. Though it does have a decent storyline and the out-of-game economy is getting better, it's just a different kind of extraction shooter, I think. It's really story-based, more like Escape from Tarkov. If Delta Force can make the game feel like Hunt Showdown, but with modern weapons and can monetize it in that way, they're going to have something very special here. Just as like a quick example, Hunt Showdown is really good about bringing players to one specific location with those hunt contracts. Your goal is to grab the bounty, and other players are also flocking to those areas. When you couple that with an out-of-game economy, like buying certain hunters or leveling up specific hunters that way and buying your equipment, in my opinion, it does extraction the best in a casual way, right? Not super casual to where it's like Call of Duty, and not super hardcore to where it's like Tarkov, where you have to know every single specific ammo and what the velocity of ammo is and what your armor rating is. You don't have to know that much to play Hunt Showdown, but it's also somewhat of an unforgiving game as well, and I think that has a big draw to it that the more casual games don't have to them. So hopefully they can capitalize on this and make the game a little bit more hardcore like Hunt Showdown, because I am still waiting for a company to be able to do that. So far, nobody's been able to. Even though it's going to be a hero shooter, unfortunately, this may not be too big a deal, again, if they're able to capitalize on this and balance it appropriately. Honestly, though, I can't say I'm very optimistic. I've got a lot of doubts that they're going to be able to do this, and again, if I had to guess, it's just going to be a bust. It will get a booming player base for like 3 weeks and then nosedive because people will get bored of it and there's no real reason to play it. Just a prediction, I am very happy to be wrong. Gamers are sometimes unpredictable. But that's all I got for this one, gamers. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. Subscribe if you like mushrooms on your pizza. And until the next one, be bold, be courageous, stay gray.